Hi, it's Sarah from Cornish Papercraft. I just wanted to bring a little card to you today that I found on Pinterest using the Seaside Notions stamp set, which is available from myself as a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And it was to make this gorgeous little card which could be used for a birthday, a thinking of you card, absolutely anything. So to get started today, I've used crumb cake cardstock which measures 8 inches by 5.5, and I've just scored down the middle at the 4-inch mark. We're going to need 4 pieces of very vanilla cardstock which all measure the same, which is 3.5 inches by 1.5, and a piece of balmy blue cardstock which is just slightly bigger than one of the very vanilla pieces. It just gives it a slight border all the way around. Of course you can use your own colour combinations on this one. I've just used these because obviously the balmy blue reminds me of the sea and the crumb cake reminds me of the sand. So let's get started. So if I lay all these 4 pieces out. So the first bit I'm going to use today is this one here, which is the balmy blue ink pad. This is obviously the new style ink pad, so it's slightly thinner. Just open that one out. There we go. And I'm going to use the sand dollar stamp set, which is this one here, and I was lucky enough to find a sand dollar whilst on holiday in Thailand a couple of years ago. So if we just ink this one up here. Now I apologise if I'm slightly nervous, this is my very first video, so there's bound to be a few errors or parts where I get slightly stunned and not sure what I'm going to say next. So let's put the balmy blue one back. The next one we're going to bring in is the crumb cake one. This is obviously still in the old style ink pad, but of course each colour that you order now you can get a range of the new ones or the old ones, it depends on the stock levels. For this one we're going to be using the shell, which is this one just down here. So let's get that one inked up. And onto this one here. There we go. And then we're going to just use the dots which come onto this piece here, which remind me of the sort of the gravel and shale that you can find on the beaches. And it doesn't matter if you happen to get some of it on the shell, I just think it adds to the stamp. So that's that one done there. Then we're going to do the seahorse in the same colour. Oops, and don't drop your stamp set like I just did then. Okay, now this is quite a large stamp, so just make sure that you've lined him up okay. There we go. And last but not least is the thinking of you part, which I'm using Blushing Bride ink colour for. Again, this is in the old classic pad, but still one of my favourite colours. So obviously with the thinking of you one, you just need to make sure that you line your words up carefully, or it can be a bit wobbly. There we go. And that's most of the stamping done for this card. Now it's just a case of, I'm going to leave that one open before I drop that one. So I have used just a standard sort of glue runner. Of course you can buy snail from Stampin' Up. So I'm going to start with the shell one, which goes just at the bottom of the card. Okay. I mean, of course you can obviously space these out however you like. It's obviously down to you on how you want to put your card together. This one, so I'm just going to leave a bit more of a gap here, just because I'm going to put some linen thread around it, and then obviously the sand dollar at the top. There we go. Okay, so what I have used to make the hole where the linen thread is going to go is the pokey tools that Stampin' Up used to do, but unfortunately they don't do them anymore at the moment. Hopefully they'll bring them back when the new annual catalogue comes out next year. And just make a slight hole just near the score line. You can see that one just there. And then just turn it over just to make sure it's gone right the way through. I apologise if a shadow on the video. Obviously I'm trying to film this in the evening after doing 3 takes yesterday, and I managed to film it upside down. So then I'm just going to use some linen thread from Stampin' Up. Here we go. And just take off sort of a length and cut that piece. There we go. And obviously with linen thread it can fray at the ends, so just try and hold the ends together as best you can, or just snip it so it's got a sharp edge. And then it's just a case of, oops, I'm off camera there, feeding it down just the back. There we go. So feed that down there, and then it's just a case of turning the card over and just popping it through the other side. Obviously this gets slightly fiddly if the edges of the thread have frayed slightly, so I'm just going to use that just to make my hole slightly bigger, just so I can get the thread back down there again. There we go, so just so you can see that one, so I'm just going to pull that one through, just straighten it out around the bottom of the card again. Obviously it's up to you how many times you wish to sort of wind the thread round. You can do it 2, you can do it 3 times. I've just gone for 2 just because I just find that one's just as effective. So I'm just going to put a little knot in there, purely because my bows aren't great and I know that I will be here forever on video. So there we go, so just snip that piece off. And that piece there, so it's just a little bit of thread which gives it that seaside feel. And then we're going to pop the seahorse onto the balmy blue. So just make sure you can just line him up slightly. Okay, now obviously one thing I did forget to do at the beginning was to colour bits and pieces in. So I'm using the Stampin' blends today. Obviously the one on the right is Dark Pool Party, one on the left is Light Pink Pirouette. Again, you can change your colours up to match whichever colour theme you like. And I'm just going to colour in just on the edges here, just to give the seahorse a little bit of definition. And the good things with blends is obviously you can be slightly sketchy around the edges. So there's that one. And then just on the shell. There we go. And last but not least, time to stick the seahorse down. Now, of course, with the seahorse you can put him at an angle. Obviously I've got a bit of a thing, so I like things straight, so I'm just going to place him just so he's on the edge of the T and over the corner of my shell, and obviously he covers up the knot in the linen thread. And there we have it, a Seaside Notion card which matches this one here. As you can see, I just wanted to show you how beautiful this stamp set is. Just see all the lines of that seahorse and that shell there with the attractive linen thread. All this using 3 ink pads, 1 stamp set, some linen thread and some glue. I will of course add all the dimensions again into my blog with details where you can buy the supplies from and choose me as your demonstrator. Thank you very much for watching me today. Thank you. Bye bye.